everybody. It's Monday, which means it is the Crownlands here on Encounter Roleplay. Or at least it is for this one last time, because it is the finale today of Season 1. We have all of the cast and crew with us, because unfortunately Susie could not make her flight to Canada, but in good news, she did make her flight to Westeros today, so I'm very excited to have her here, even if that's entirely selfish. How are you doing, Susie?
I'm okay. See, the thing is, I'm literally so spicy that Canada just can't handle me. So they said, whoa, not yet. Cool down, and then you can come in. It's not because there's a global pandemic or anything and people are worried about dying. It's the hotness. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here and see what trouble Allegra can cause this week.
And it's not because you still have Lannister whiskey left or anything that you need to finish before you go.
No.
Well, hopefully we can make a dent in that tonight. I mean, what? How are you doing, Samuel Webb?
I'm doing okay. I've had an interesting day. Been down the vets with one of my cats. She's a bit unwell. So all the positive energy coming from chat, please, would be very appreciated.
All the cat emotes, all the hype, because we love stream cats here on channel, and Sophia and Morello are the cutest. So yes, all the love to them.
I doubt Sophia's going to come and have a poke around this evening. She's probably hiding somewhere, having never forgiving us again for like putting her in a cat basket and taking her to the vet. But anyway, I'm here. We're going to play off... no, we're not going to play After the Fire. That's Thursdays. We're going to play Crownlands today.
We're going to play Crownlands today. I mean, maybe in the future we will have another crossover. We did have Alfred visit this season. And there has been discussion of maybe Tabletop Whore's character, Virginia's character, Mara, journeying up to King's Landing at some point. What a meeting that could be. But speaking of trouble in the Crownlands, how are you doing today, Nuno?
I don't get this segue. Charlie, what are you talking about? Trouble? Me? No, not at all. I need to deal with trouble. And I thought I would only have to deal with Adeline and Tarla's trouble. But no, Susie's back. So now I have to deal with Allegra's trouble as well. This is brilliant. I couldn't ask for a better finale. It's going to be very fun, I assume, as per usual. And yeah, let's see what Astor can do to quell all the fires. I don't know.
There is a lot on the young lordling's plate, that is for sure. But destiny's on Tarla's plate, apparently. How are you doing, Millie?
I'm okay. Yeah, it's been a week. I have also had vet issues, but I think that's all okay now. And I got an email just before we came online for this that made my eyes bulge out of my head a little bit. So cross your fingers for me, fam, because this could be an interesting situation. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to playing Tarla again, and I'm going to miss her. I was getting ready and just kind of going, oh, I need this kind of light, fluffy energy. She might not be light and fluffy for much longer.
She is our Disney princess of Westeros, but she will be back. Fingers crossed if she survives today, because Season 2 will be coming up in the summer. And someone I really hope joins us in Season 2 is the wonderful Shauna, who has done all the art that you can see on the screen, as well as the extra bits that we've got up on World Anvil. How are you doing, Shauna?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy to be here for the finale. I'm happy that Adeline made it to the finale, considering last episode was really stressful. She almost drowned. But we'll see where she goes from here. Curious.
I am super curious about that too. But before we find out and get into tonight's game, reminder to chat to hit that retweet button if you can. Let people know we are live. If you're watching on YouTube and the VOD, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please hit the like button. Leave us a comment of which Disney princess you think Tarla is most like, because I am very interested to hear. And you can also interact if you are watching live by donating. We have some options down below, and I'll also put them in chat. A shout out to our wonderful partners this season, Wild Anvil, where you can find out all sorts of information about the campaign, and we will be continuing to add to it over the next few weeks because I have a lot of things to go up there, and I'm very excited to continue expanding it. Wild Anvil is just such a great resource for organizing things, from the letters that we've been sending to character notes, family trees, And I love the interactive maps feature. That's possibly my favorite thing, and I can't wait to build out our maps. On the subject of sponsors, though, why not hand over to Past Charlie to give you the rest of the details? Before we begin today's show, I would like to take some time to remind you about our sponsors. Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. All of the beautiful maps and roles you see tonight are done using Fantasy Grounds, which you can try for free at fantasygrounds.com. You can also get all of your miniatures from Wayland Games. Go to waylandgames.co.uk and get yourself a huge range of D&D, Warhammer and 40k minis for up to 20% off regular retail price. And Tabletop Loot, who sell incredible dice. Go and check them out at tabletoploot.com. Thank you so much, Past Charlie. I look forward to your updated bulletin for the new season when Present Charlie gets around to recording it. Let us join Present Charlie and the family in Westeros. Last week, there was a lot that happened. But for Astor, a lot happened very quickly. An arrow thrust into his face after Adeline confessed to avenging the death of Della by attacking the Gaunts, demanding that she be let go, whilst Astor demanded that she be captured, taken into the hold, while he kind of dealt with the politics of the situation. Adeline then shot him. Well, shot the space under his arm, pinning him to the door of the feast hall. Fleeing down the corridor to the well outside the Maester's chambers, and to the horror and questioning curiosity of everyone, leapt in and down into the dark. It was super cool. Adeline got our boon last week unlocked by you guys retweeting, and that meant that I was like, yes, there is a secret passage down here. You've got to swim. And swim Adeline did. It was a struggle. It was cold. It was dark. There were things snagging. We lost bows, we lost quivers, and many other things in the dark. But finally, Adeline emerged, and Astor, racing, pushing down corridors, found her gasping for air and told her, "Play dead or you'll be dead." The Tremaine guards charging, racing to capture the fleeing attacker of their good lord. Astor, you carry the dripping, exhausted Adeline back through to the home that you grew up in. It's crumbling. It's not as fine as it once was, but it is your home. Famine's hold, the castle on the hill that looks down over the farmlands. A number of guards hover behind you, unsure what to do, but keeping a respectful distance because you have said, Adeline's dead. Where do you go from here?
Enter the keep, solemnly trying to pretend like I'm in silent contemplation of life. Turn back to the guards as we enter the keep and tell them, fetch me Garen. Tell him to meet me. Kind of nod with my head down to Adeline in her chambers. I'm gonna lay her there for now.
Yes, my lord.
And make my way.
Should I get the healer, my lord?
I'm afraid it's too late. Just get me Garen so we can arrange the burial rites.
Of course. And he kind of gives a nod in salute and scurries off to find Garen. You have a few moments alone. You know that Garen has been around the castle. He's Adeline's right-hand man as Master at Arms, so you shouldn't be too far.
Okay. So as soon as we enter Adeline's chambers, I put her down on the bed and close the door, open the door, see if there's no one around. If there's no one around, close it, and in a very hushed tone, stage whisper, We don't have much time, Adeline. And I ask of you, stop with this nonsense until we can understand what's the best course of action. Just give me some time.
Well, that was some impressive acting, Astor. I suppose I have no choice. But it is appreciated. She's just gonna like lean against the whatever's around her. Like she is, arms are sore. Like she's just utterly exhausted. Her hair is just a mess.
Don't mistake this for me forgiving you for your actions. What you did is unacceptable, but I would rather not have you dead.
Don't worry, I'm used to being a disappointment anyways.
Yeah, well, this was the first time you did disappoint me, so that's news. One more important note. How much do you trust Garen? Would he keep the secret?
I wouldn't have picked him otherwise.
Good. Then let's wait for him. He's going to play a crucial part.
You're taking a awful gamble keeping me here. So, any of this, I'm in your debt.
I think it's only a gamble if you want it to be a gamble. If you do things right and listen to me, then it should be fine.
I meant for you.
It's not. Just do what I say. As of today, if Garen agrees to the plan, Adeline Tremaine is dead.
That might be for the better.
I agree. That means that you can either go out and be someone else, or be someone else here and help us while laying low.
Yes. Oh, don't think I haven't forgotten about what happened here, either.
It wasn't the Gaunts, Adeline.
I know it wasn't them. This was something different.
I understand. The things that Maester told us, it's unsettling. But I don't believe in coincidences, Adeline. Whatever happened here, Della was part of it. And the Gaunts didn't know. Which means there's an external force at play here. And we need more information. Perhaps when Allegra comes back from King's Landing, or Jaime, they might know better.
Hopefully they found something. She's been dead for 6 months. I don't know what she would have to do with this.
That's exactly my point, Adeline. She was dead for 6 months. And still knew that she had to get you out of here on that day. That's insane. That's not natural.
There's a soft knock at the door as you whisper to each other, and the timid turn of the handle as it's pulled open, and the face of Diffan peers in and around, wide eyes and curious. I heard something had happened. Is everyone all right?
Diffan, get in here.
All right.
Close the door
he comes
behind
in. Close
I
the door. You
assume
can see.
he saw us chatting, right?
Yeah, he can see that you're kind of leaning over and chatting.
Okay.
He has something in his hand, you can see, and he kind of fiddles with it as he comes into the room, unsure of himself. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just concerned. The guards were all shouting, the bells. I thought maybe... Never mind.
It's okay. Gonna turn to Adeline. We have to be smarter than this. Play it safe. Just lay down.
she'll do that. She'll just get up and kind of take the position of that he had put her in, just so it doesn't look like they moved.
Lord Valerian, our relationship becomes more complicated now that you entered this room. But you told me a few days ago that you would do anything to be a part of this family, and that we were bonding, correct? So I'm going to ask something of you.
Of course, I'll help any way I can.
Adeline Tremaine is dead. What you saw here didn't happen. You walked in, and I was preparing her body.
What's happened?
Something terrible, and I do not wish for our house to suffer from it. So, Adeline needs to die.
I would like you to make a persuasion convince roll.
Okay.
Or you could use intimidate if you'd like, because this is kind of being presented in a... I could see it being read in that way if you'd prefer intimidate.
No. Full on persuading, like trying to draw in the strings that I already have on him. Okay, so it should be this. Ooh, 20.
Ooh, very good. What is your will rank, Nuno?
It's 2.
2. Okay. So he looks hesitant for a moment. He looks between you and Adeline, but then he gives an affirming nod and he holds out what he has in his hand. You can see it's a small piece of parchment, a letter for you. I also came to bring this, but of course, if this is a bad time with the loss in the family.
It depends. Kind of take the letter from him. What is this about?
I believe it's from your brother, Jaime.
Okay.
I recognize the handwriting.
Open it.
Okay. And this is a letter that is up on the world anvil. I will throw it into the VMix for you. It's the letter from Jaime to Astor. Sam, would you like to do the reading for us?
Sure. My Lord Astor, I've spoken with a knight who was approached by a rider who tried to recruit him. Told him that if he were to join their plan to deliver the poison wine barrel, he had a chance to be bigger than the act itself. He said, the night is dark and full of terrors. But he was no red priest, just a man who had taken the motto for himself. He also had a scar running straight down one side. But the man I spoke with, while he acknowledged many enemies to the Tremaines in King's Landing, he said we should be looking to the Valerians. Your brother, Sir Jaime Waters.
I will note that the letter was still sealed and there was no immediate signs that Diffan had been messing with it, besides playing with it in his hand.
Okay. Fold it, put it away, and try and not make a show of surprise or anything. Just like carefully trying to hide any reaction. Okay. Thank you for bringing me this. It's just news from King's Landing. Nothing too important. This is more important, Diffin.
Could I ask one more question?
Of course.
My lord. How did Adeline Tremaine die?
In a fit of insanity, Adeline shot the lord of the house and jumped in a well, drowning. We found her body, one of the tunnels that lead to the forest near the river.
And there's that brief frown of confusion, and then he looks to you, Adeline, and tries to read your expression. How do you appear in this moment?
She is just staring at him, like, and just feel, you realize how serious this is. Not a word.
No word from the dead lady. If you'll excuse me, Astor.
Absolutely, yeah. Go on. But remember, there's something bigger at play here. Keep an eye out.
He goes towards the door and he glances towards you to make sure you're ready before he opens it. And he'll slip out. He'll try and open it kind of as little as he can and kind of weave around and out. He's a fairly slight man, so it's not too difficult. And you catch a glimpse just beyond the door of Garen waiting.
Okay. Go up to the door. Just slowly open it just a little bit and signal Garen to come in.
My lord.
Garen. Have you heard the news?
I've heard a lot of things. I heard that Adeline took a shot at you, my lord.
That's correct.
Jumped in the well.
Also correct. Jumped in the well and proceeded to drown.
Is she all right? Drown. I see, my lord. And he looks genuinely troubled and upset. His eyes kind of drop.
Mm-hmm.
Was it poison?
I'm afraid not. Yeah. Just water. Regular water.
But, my lord,
But
why
Garen,
would she? Sorry, my lord.
It doesn't matter. The reason you're here is because Adeline trusted you. You were her second in command. And I'm afraid the responsibility of being first in command would naturally fall to you.
That's a great honor, my lord.
And I'm afraid I'm going to have to give you a very quick crash course on how to be first in command. Because your first mission's not going to be easy, Garen. You see, the problems of being the first person that communicates with me in terms of defense is you'll have to play a part in a little bit of politics as well. Now, double check that the door is locked and no one's eavesdropping, and lower the tone of the conversation again. Look at Adeline. Garen, she's not really dead, but we want her to be. We want everyone to think she's dead. She has made some foolish decisions, and the safest thing for her is to die. I know it's ironic, but it is what it is. Does that make sense?
She'll turn to Garen and eye contact and just nod.
Garen, for a moment, is convinced you're asking him to kill her.
Yeah.
And then kind of processes that that's not quite what you're asking. I can get Adeline out of the castle, of course, as well as my lady can, but what is it you need me to do?
I need you to be my witness. And now, out of character, Charlie, what would be the correct procedure to dispose of the body of someone that has betrayed the house?
It would kind of be up to you. You could put their head on a pike. You could hang their body from a tree. You could just burn it. You could just bury it. It's kind of up to you. We did discuss, or I believe you guys discussed during session 0, that there's an old tradition in the house with punishment, which uses the old millstone. So it kind of is up to you what you would like to do.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be a tough decision for us.
It's almost certainly that you wouldn't be burying her in the family lot,
exactly.
so to speak.
Yeah. He would think for a moment and then turn to Garen. Garen, do we have any criminals currently detained?
I did find one poacher when you asked me to investigate the village.
That will have to do. I need you to be very careful in doing what I'm going to ask you to do. We're going to wait till nightfall. You're going to go down when no one's looking. Grab the poacher. Kill them. Wrap their body in something. Cloth, a bag. And then tomorrow, we take it to the old mill. And we pretend it's Adeline. Meanwhile, tonight, Adeline escapes. Becomes a ghost.
I've been sworn to House Tremaine for the last 5 years, and I'm honoured to continue my duties, my lord.
I appreciate it, Karen. I know this is not a very easy thing I'm asking of you, and I wouldn't do it if it wasn't the only solution. I need you to understand that.
And he turns and looks to Adeline. You'll be missed, my lady. We've lost a lot of people.
And you'll do a great job taking the reins of this. I wouldn't have chosen you otherwise. You'll do a great job. The plan seems good, but you're going to need a few things that will really sell it. She'll take her sword and her ring. Take these. These are my father's, and most things I would not think I would part with it, but maybe it's time. And you'll need something. I have some supplies in my quarters, and I have a set of common clothing should be fine for me. You're going to want to take some of this my uniform, my armor. If you want this to be convincing, I can take care of myself without it.
If I might make a suggestion, the poacher's blonde. And whilst he'll be covered, and I'm sure we can make it convincing, you have Tremaine hair, my lady.
Not for long, I guess, Adeline.
I can help with that. Get me some shears and I'll take care of it.
Of course. I'll return in a moment.
Also, what does out of character, Susie, what does Allegra use for her hair?
How do you mean? Allegra's hair is naturally dark.
Is it naturally dark?
Yes, she doesn't dye it.
Okay.
Yeah, Allegra has bywater hair, essentially.
Bywater hair. Okay. She's probably just get some. Oh no, like.
I imagine though maybe she has like Westerosi henna to sort of give it that sort of shimmer to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you could use that, I guess, and that would darken lighter hair.
Yeah, because that's something that Alan might know.
We could use like a boot
Stark
polish.
and dye her frickin' hair.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yeah.
no reason we can't.
And you do have 2 ladies maids in the castle who would know all sorts of ways to do things like that.
Yeah. So I'll do that.
Okay. I'll see to it. And he kind of gives you both a nod. Is there anything else you'd like me to prepare, my lord?
Yes. If you need some kind of distraction later tonight, you can say that I've summoned the guard to the Grand Hall at a specific time. A lesson has to be taught, so I shall be telling the rest of the guards that treason is not acceptable and that tomorrow morning my dear cousin is going to go to the stone mill.
Yes, my lord.
That should buy you some time.
And obediently he leaves the room. He gives one last glance back towards Adeline, but it's just fractional, and he's gone. The door closed smartly. And we're going to cut across to Tala. Inside the dark, smoky roundhouse. These women watching you. Before you, the woman, the witch, who'd introduced herself as Serene. Her face stained from the top of her temples down to the bridge of her nose, this deep berry red color, and soft grey eyes still looking to you. You've agreed to help. You've agreed to give some of your blood.
What do you need me to do? Why are you staring at me?
Do not mind them. I don't think they were convinced that you would come. Ladies, a little manners, if you please. She gives a wave, and all of them at once, their heads just kind of tilt down to a 45-degree angle, looking away from you.
Are they like me? Have they given you blood?
Some of them, a little, yes. But none of them are like you, Tala. Let us go outside. It is close in here. And
Yeah.
I can understand that it must be very intimidating for you. I will explain better the ritual that we will do.
Can my friend come?
She glances to your twin and gives a nod. And your friend looks up and smiles, hoping you'll forgive her. Let us go. And the friend goes to the door and opens it up, and your dog is sat outside, panting, its ears pricked up, tilting its head this way and that. Lets out a little bark.
I just absent-mindedly run my hand over the ridge on the top of his head, but keep my eyes on this woman.
What a curious friend you have. Very sweet.
I could say the same thing about you.
I wish that my
Gesturing to
friends were so sweet. They are obedient at best. You see, Tala, they believe that the world is going to end in fire, in flames, in ashes. They are all afraid. They are all hoping we can stop this. With your blood, I wish to call on the old gods to protect us and to give us answers. I wish to make a brew that will help heal this world.
Why mine? I don't. It seems
How
like a
old
very.
is your family, my lady?
It's a question. As old as any, I suppose.
You are of the first men, my lady. And they came here from a world that was full of magic. And as I have said, that magic is in your blood. Is part of what will make you very powerful. Westeros has long declined, decayed, lost its strength, been crushed beneath the feet of conquerors, of false kings and queens, of dilute lines. It is the corruption that has seeped into their blood that will bring about the end. And it is this we must stop.
The end of everything? Oh.
The end of the long summer, the birth of the longest winter, and the end of many, many people's lives, if not all. The visions are dark, Tala.
I don't understand. How can you know all of this?
When you look in the mirror, you see your face, yes, but it is turned around in reverse. When you dream, your mind brings you images, tells you stories. Yes. My mind does both of these things. It brings me stories, but they are reflections of our world. Reflections of what is to come, what has been. And it is not just my mind that is filled with these things. Believe me, I would not drag you into these things if I had a choice. No person would lie about these things if they had a choice. No person would stir trouble with sleeping dragons if they had a choice. But we have no choice if we are to save Westeros. If we are to save the magic that remains and prevent the mother of beasts and the longest winter.
That sounds very tiring, living like that.
Yes. It
Will I be
sounds
like
very
you?
tiring, smiling politely to people we do not like, making small talk about things we do not know, pretending to be less intelligent than we are.
You've clearly never been to a party.
Do you not find that life exhausting, Tala? Are you not restless? Do you not long to just run in the forest and be free, to see the green, to be with your animals? All of the green will be gone when winter comes. All of this turned to black and ash and tar. How could you bear that life? How could you bear not knowing that you'd fought as hard as you could to stop it? You couldn't, right? And it would not be right for me to hide that you have a part to play, that you could do something, to treat you as a person with power.
I don't want power.
Power is
Never
not what
wanted
we
power.
want. It is not about want. It is about need. Power is power. It is a thing to be used. It is a thing that can be wasted. I would hate to see you be a waste, Tala. And that is why I will cut your hand and take a little of your blood. I will mix it with herbs of the forest, whisper words from long lost languages, and you will see it turn my cauldron. I have told you what this brew will do, and then I will train you. Train you so that you can do something good in this world. You agreed to this willingly. I have tried to explain as best I can in a way you will understand how important this is and what you must do. But every step is not clear to me. Some things we must figure out as we go. Some things
I'd be
are
like
hidden
you.
from me.
All I do in the truth.
Perhaps we will have similar skills.
I want to help.
And I
them.
will help your family, as I promised.
Mm.
And you will help so many people. And if you do not wish to be a queen with fine palaces at the end of this, if you wish to be as a wildling, free, you will have the power to decide. That is what it means to have power.
I think I understand now. I hold my hand out and take my friend's hand.
And she takes yours and she squeezes. Take a moment, Tala. Breathe. Walk with your friend, but try not to go too far. There are others who watch you, who spy, who seek you. I do all I can to protect you. Just be careful.
I'll try, but that's... Forgive me, it's not a very helpful thing to say, really, is it? I mean, people. But if you see them, can't you tell me who they are?
One hides in the minds of birds. Another prefers water. Some like the trembling of flames. But if you are truly aware, you will feel them. And you can push back. You can close the curtains on their peepholes. Yes, that is
Always
the
talk
phrase
like
I
this.
have decided to go with. Please control yourself, cast.
You always talk like this.
Only on Mondays.
Huh.
My accent is from a faraway place. I was not born here. But I care about what happens to Westeros. I care what happens when that corrupt blood spews forth that foul spawn. And I care that the dead will walk this earth if we do not stop it. The god of death has no place here. He already has his burdens, his quotas.
And if I do as you say, I can keep those I care about from him. I can... what's the word?
Yes.
Make sure they're not in these quotas.
Yes, because your blood is close to the god of death. His magic has touched you.
That actually explains a surprising amount.
It's funny how answers to questions appear before we know what the question is. Sometimes.
Would you choose this in my place?
Would I choose to be you? No. Would I choose to help and prevent this thing? That is the choice I have already made, Tala. I cannot advise you to do otherwise, because this is what I believe. This is what I know.
All right. Do I just prick my finger, or is there some sort of...
Tonight, when the moon is high, you have heard how comets bring word of magic in this world. So the moon reflects the magic that is here. Talk with your friend for a moment, and then you can rest or walk, just not too far.
All right. Thank you.
And she turns, and she's got this beautiful gauzy gown on of her own making. It's a strange styling, unlike anything you've seen before, even when you went to King's Landing for the tournament where the ladies were dressed up as beautifully as they could be. And she almost seems to drift back to the hut. The leaf litter is disturbed, but it doesn't grip to the tail of her dress, the train. I'm sorry I lied to you, Tala. I mean, I didn't mean to lie, but I guess I didn't tell you everything, and I did trick you with the herbs. But I just wanted you to be safe.
I'm not sure you could have explained any of this. I don't even know if I understand it now.
I don't think I understand everything either, but she says you're important. And you are.
I don't...
And you're wonderful. You care about people, even people you don't need to care about. Cared about me. But I'm not a noble woman, Tala.
What does that even mean? It's nothing. It's a falling down castle in the middle of nowhere. It's roof leaking and...
At least you have a roof, Tala. You had a lot of nice
seem
things.
to do all right without them.
then maybe we can be birds.
Maybe. I miss them.
I promise. For all she's a little scary, I've never seen her hurt anyone. And she
I don't think
welcomes
she's scary.
everyone who comes here.
No, she's
I
not
think she's scary.
She looks sad.
She knows a lot of things.
That would make me sad. What's that
Maybe that's
saying?
why she wanted you to come here. Because you understand. Maybe I am just too me to understand.
Talk like that.
What's your
You're
dog's
exactly
name?
as you're meant to be. I don't think he's decided yet.
Oh. Well,
Maybe you should name him.
me?
Mhm.
I've never named a thing before. And she crouches down and strokes his head in the exact same manner you had. What's your name, boy? What should we call you? And she pauses, freezing in place, tilts her head this way and that, and the dog kind of does the opposite, like two people trying to pass each other in a narrow space. I don't know what to call him. Let's call him Astor. Because you like your brother very much and you like him very much.
Yes. All right.
Or Rotsa.
What's that? What kind of name is that?
Well, that's how you came up with my name, remember? When we were 5 and we met. You asked me what my name was, and I didn't know.
Fine.
Or I don't remember now. And you told me, I'll name you. And you said, your name shall be Allrat. And I thought that sounded delightful. I always liked rats. They can get around all sorts of places. And they're very friendly and very smart.
A perfect name for you. I think Rotzer is the perfect name for this one. What do you think, boy?
And the dog kind of yawns and leans into your ear rubs.
As long as he doesn't start trying to sell horses to people, I think we should be fine.
I've never heard of a dog selling horses.
I've never heard of Astor selling horses either, but surprising things happen sometimes.
I've missed you. And she kind of stands up and hugs you tightly and then links her arm with yours. Shall we explore?
All right, where do you want to go first?
I saw some blackberry bushes this way. And in her normal hastened pace kind of charges away. But you notice she heeds the words of Serene and does not walk too far. Let us pan to King's Landing, where we see Jaime beating a hasty path towards Famine's hold. Jaime, what are the thoughts going through your mind in this moment?
Oof.
And do you
He
have anyone
is-
with you in the end?
Probably not, actually. Him not having invited anyone in particular. If there was companions he might find who were traveling for their own benefit, maybe them. But he won't have hired or found anybody, I don't think. He's kind of focused. Just focused on getting back home speaking to Astor and trying to get from Adeline just what the hell this could mean. You muted?
I am. Good job, me. We're a pro. It's only the finale. At this moment, I'd like to say a big thank you to chat because we hit 20 retweets, which means player boon. And because this is the finale and I'm feeling wild, I'm going to give every single player at this table a new specialty dice. So you can increase one of your specialties by 1 dice. So think about what that might be. Remember, you cannot exceed your skill rank in specialty dice. So, for example, if you have 4 persuasion, you can only have up to 4 specialty dice in convince.
You just got me thinking about bonus dice now.
You're welcome. I thought you'd like that because I'm going to leave you thinking about that and Jaime thinking on the road and move to Allegra Dorsey.
Right.
Allegra. Yanis has gone to see a man about a boat, so to speak. He's left you with Danella whilst he makes inquiries to find out a little bit more about what this whole Siege of Tyrosh plan is, what they need, who's organizing it, all of those kind of things. He's gone down essentially to the docks to find out a little more. And you have been left with your daughter, who has been doing her best to disappear in the corner of the room.
Mm-hmm.
In maximum silent Danella mode.
Allegra has... Oh my god, she's awful. So Allegra has pulled out a chair in front of the little desk with a piece of paper on it and a quill. And she points to it and says, Danella, take a seat, please.
And she takes a seat.
Now, I thought we'd had a discussion about those sticky fingers of yours.
She looks up to you and then down to her fingers and lays them kind of flat in front of you as if to say, my hands are very clean.
And Allegra goes to that, this is not the time to be cute. Look.
And her eyes drop back down and her hands kind of clasp in her lap.
You do know what the penalty for theft is in King's Landing, don't you? What would have happened had your father not intervened?
A half shrug and a half shake of the head. She doesn't know.
They would have taken that pretty little hand of yours and cut it off.
Her clasped hands tighten, the knuckles beginning to go white.
You're very lucky that your father was there.
She nods.
Now, whose ring was it that you took? Write it down.
She looks up at you and there's a flash of excitement on her face. And she grabs the quill, dips it in the ink, blots it, and then writes in an elegant scrawl. And she writes, Bravosi.
Which Bravosi?
She looks at you and gives a shrug and begins to draw with the quill, dipping again as she enthusiastically draws a very beautiful ship. She's been around ships, so she knows where the sails should go and the various bits of rigging. She starts getting really into this drawing, kind of half forgetting what she's meant to be doing.
So let me get this right. You stole away onto a Bravosi vessel to steal a ring.
She looks at you, gives a half shrug. There's a slight smile. She's had this wonderful adventure.
And for what purpose, Danella, dear? Who were you going to give it to?
She looks, mouth kind of goes agape, and she waves a hand towards you.
You're going to give me a stolen Bravosi ring.
She flips the paper over and she writes, I thought it would help with him.
And Allegra, she sort of moves over to Della and puts like a hand on her and says, Della, darling, that's very sweet of you, but you could have lost your hand.
She's hurriedly scrolling. They say he is a pirate.
They say a lot of things. Your great uncle was allegedly a pirate. The Bywater Buccaneer, they call him.
She looks sad for a moment and then down, and then underlines the word pirate. I saw you in court.
Yes, it was all very exciting. What? You seem to be quite good at this, Danella. Are you good at placing things in someone's pockets rather than taking them?
She frowns and looks down to her hands, and then shrugs a little.
I tell you what, while we're here, let's play a little game. At some point during the day, today or tomorrow, you must... And Allegra, I think she takes off one of her other rings. And she says, you must get this upon my person at some point during the day, and I must not detect you. You think you can do that?
She reaches out for the ring.
Remember, I know you have this. Unlike my other jewelry, which I have still not forgotten about.
She looks concerned.
Look, you know, if you want to wear something, you can just ask.
She looks around for another piece of paper to write on. She has to flip back to that boat, and along its hull she writes, I needed to give her a gift. I'm sorry. I didn't know she'd go missing.
So that's why that necklace went.
She nods sadly, looking back down to her hands.
Well, and Allegra takes her hands. It'll turn up eventually, along with Tala. No doubt she ran off somewhere into the countryside. Who knows, maybe the necklace will make its way back to King's Landing after she sold it for grain for that damned horse of hers.
She takes her hand back from the ones that you're holding and writes, maybe on a pirate ship, ?
Maybe on a pirate ship. Now you understand, Danella, that for us to make advancements in this God's forsaken city, sometimes a woman must do something that she may not be entirely proud of. Like your stealing, perhaps.
She nods.
And I know that you can get where water can't.
Confusion.
You have an uncanny knack for appearing in places where you're unexpected.
She rolls her eyes and looks at you with a little bit of sass, as if to say, well, if you looked properly, you'd see me.
That's fair. But there may come a time where you see something that you perhaps shouldn't. But know that if it's me or your father, we do it to help you.
She scratches in the corner of the piece of paper, like the maids, ?
What do you mean, like the maids?
Tala's, she adds.
What's Tala's maids got to do with it?
She turns the paper around. They're unkind.
How so?
They do things.
Like?
They talked about unkind things. And she looks up at you almost pleadingly, like she doesn't have the words to describe what they did, or she doesn't want to.
I see. No, not like Tala's maids, dear.
Will I be like Tala?
No, not at all. Because unlike Tala, you've got me, you've got your father. And we will do anything for you, darling girl.
Allegra, what's your passive awareness?
My passive awareness is 12.
Alright, I'm gonna make a roll right now. And we're gonna see just how good Danella is with her hands.
How good is Danella?
How good is Danella? This is a very fine question. Danella is actually an NPC that I made. So we'll find out. How good is Danella? Okay. What was your passive, sorry?
12.
12. She squeezes your hand and smiles. She folds up the letter like, do you remember the fortune tellers you used to make where you kind of fold them into a square and you fold it all in?
Mm-hmm.
And she begins to play with it. And she opens it up. And she waves her hand at it and looks at you. And there's nothing new on this paper, nothing special about it. And she writes in each corner of the page, P-O-C-K. She turns it over and she underlines E and T from her previous writing. And then she gets up, giddy, excited.
I think it takes Allegra a second just to cotton on, and then she like pats herself down. And does she discover her ring?
You find your ring in the pocket of your dress. A pocket that you weren't aware that Danella knew was there. But she does fix your dresses, so...
And she pulls out the ring, she looks at it, and I think maybe for one of the first times Danella has ever seen like a proud smile appear on Allegra's face at her. And she says, wow, you really are quite magnificent, aren't you?
And you realize that you hadn't even given her the ring. So not only has she put the ring in your pocket, but she's taken it out of your hand to do so.
Mm-hmm. Well, Danella, I may have a job for you in the near future, but not just yet. I need to speak with your father a bit further about it. But do you think you could do it?
She frowns and gives one of her half shrugs.
And Allegra comes over and like kisses the side of her head and goes, very good. All right. Well, I need to go get ready for a day at court. You're more than welcome to join me.
She side-eyes you like, really?
Look, you're going to be a lady of a house at some point. You need to learn how it works.
She hurries over to her luggage and begins to pull out a dress and kind of turns around holding it up.
And like it does that whole like I think she goes through a couple of options and she's like, well, I'm wearing this color, that color will clash, that sash is and they have like a little mini fashion show as like she's trying to figure out her outfit before they settle on one.
And time passes. And afternoons turn into evenings, which turn into darkness. And long roads eventually reach home. And Jaime, House Tremaine is on alert as you arrive. Things have been happening here. The guards call out to you, the rider on the road, to identify yourself.
So, Jaime.
My lord. There's been an incident.
Go on.
And he comes forward kind of to take, in a way, the rein of your horse, so he's nice and close. The candle, or not the candlelight, the torchlight is kind of flickering, causing long and large shadows. The Lady Adeline's dead, my lord.
I presume Lord Astor is all well.
He was there. And I was too. I saw her dive into the well. She and Lord Tremaine were having a disagreement about the bloody the gaunts, Sir Jaime. And Adeline tried to flee.
Down a well.
Yes. Lord Tremaine had us searching the corridors for her. And then he appeared with her in his arms. I think they need you, Sir Jaime.
I think they do too. Saddle up put the horse to stable and I'll go see his lordship.
Yes, sir. And he begins about his business. You see the stable boy come running out, hay trailing off of his small shoes as he helps the guard to stable your horse.
I'll just head into the keep and just try and locate Astor as soon as I can.
So, Charlie, I'd like to propose, if you'll allow it, that Jaime arrives precisely when the guards are gathered in a great hall, while I'm preparing to give the speech about the treason and the mill and whatever not.
Yes, I love that. Timey-wimey is what is happening.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
Yeah. In that case, as Jaime enters the hall, just sees all the guards stationed there, information, waiting for some kind of announcement from Astor. And as Astor sees Jaime entering the grand hall, Jaime, you're back. Quite opportune. Come, stand by my side.
What is this?
If he approaches whisperly, Astor would say, "This is me buying time. I'll explain later." So, all of you must be wondering why you've been summoned here. Given recent events, you'd probably expect me to be either mourning or making arrangements for some kind of funeral. But the truth is, Adeline, not Lady Adeline Tremaine, just Adeline, was a traitor to this house. She went behind our backs and did unspeakable things, I shall not mention. They would jeopardize the future of us as a house, as a family, pointed Jaime, as an institution. So, the body shall be disposed tomorrow morning the old way. How we used to do it in days past, to people that betrayed the house and betrayed the lord of the house. So the body shall be disposed of at the old mill. And this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson for all of you. No amount of insubordination or going against my words will be left unpunished. You're dismissed. Thank you for your service.
And Nuno, if you can make a status convince test.
Status convince.
This is
okay.
Yeah. You are making this as a lord of the house, or you could do status intimidate if you would prefer that. But this is just to, how hard these words hit. And I will also give you +1 bonus dice because I thought that was a very good speech.
Okay, so, too many bonus dice. Right, I think it is. Okay, 7, 3. Yeah. Oof, that was terrible. 10.
And the room is stony, silent. The guards don't make much noise. Garen is stood just off to the side, and he says, attempting to assist you, the old ways at the old mill. And he's going to try and make a command to be like, everyone fucking move because your boss has spoken. As you didn't quite come across as heroic as you would have liked.
Classic Astor.
Classic Astor. 7. All right. There's kind of that awkward cough, sniff, and then it's the old ways, the old mill, called back, and each man turns to leave in a very orderly fashion. And Garen gives you a polite nod and one for Sir Jaime, and waits to see if he's dismissed or if you have more for him.
No, probably just turn to him and say, once every guard's gone, so, it's time. And gesture for him to leave.
I've prepared him. It will be done.
Good.
And he goes to play his part in tonight's display.
At this point, yeah, turn to Jaime as we're left alone in the hall. We need to talk desperately somewhere private.
I think we do.
And would probably go to... I'm thinking... Probably go to the Maester's chamber and go like halfway into the secret passageway, just to make sure that really no one's eavesdropping.
Okay. In the Maester's chamber, you find Mallory, the woods witch, who has been kind of a healer and has been around. She's quietly making a poultice at the table. She stands politely as you enter.
I wasn't aware you would be here. We need the room for a few minutes, if you don't mind.
She looks curiously, suspiciously between you and Sir Jaime for a second, but then her eyes dart back down. She nods. Of course, Lord Tremaine, it is your castle.
Exactly.
And a nod to Sir Jaime, and she leaves the room. And you can see her out the window where the ravens are chucked, and she's gone kind of to the other side of the well, and she's kind of pacing like, I have nowhere else to really go, so I'm just going to be out here then.
Jamie's going to grab a goblet, like probably a wooden goblet from here, kind of look at it, dust it off, spit in it a bit, kind of try and clean it up, and then he's going to get the skin that he's had carried from King's Landing and pour some wine into the goblet.
Fair.
This guy's traveling wine.
Yeah. Okay, Jaime. I assume you have some questions about what just happened, I guess? Concerns probably as well. So, go ahead. Shoot.
What happened?
Solid first question. So, Adeline went out under the pretext of trying to find more about Tarla and her whereabouts. Tracked a party of gaunt soldiers and lordlings and murdered the gaunts. 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Gods be good.
Exactly my reaction. After that, I told her that I would have to keep her in the castle under watch in case the Gaunts demanded something in return. So I wanted to keep her close, not running off killing more Gaunts. And she attacked me, Jaime. She shot at me. And then ran away, jumped into a well, and drowned. So yeah.
Into a well.
Points outside the chambers. That well, to be precise.
Mallory, the Woods Witch, looks nervously as she can see you pointing outside to the well, which she's just the other side of. She kind of turns her back and stares up at the sky, pretending not to exist anymore.
What would she have to gain from jumping into a well?
The Gaunts executed Della. Della? Was that the name? Yes, it was. The one from the letters. Apparently, she was becoming more unhinged by the day and killed someone, and that was the last drop, so they killed her. When, I'm guessing when we found out that information from Maester Otto, the one that the Gaunts sent, then, yes, she went on the rampage that I described previously.
None of this is making any sense.
Jaime, none of this makes any sense since the beginning.
Trying to get revenge on Gaunts, I can understand, but her coming back here, firing on you, and jumping into a well. If you're doing something, you're doing it very badly.
Jaime,
Where did she go?
we
If
found
not
her.
in that well.
We found her in the tunnels. I assume she jumped in the well because she was trying to escape through the hidden tunnels. We found her in one of them.
Playing in there for years, and I have never known those tunnels to lead to the well.
I didn't know as well. I guessed. I mapped it out a little bit when Tarla went missing, and I assumed the proximity, the distances, the length of it made sense. But it was just a lucky guess. But it was true. But it must be submerged, completely filled with water, so you can make it.
From beyond the walls of the castle, you hear a deep boom. A percussion. War drums sounding. It appears drama has been added to the performance at the old mill. Guards call to each other from beyond the room, declaring a traitor passes through. Look them not in the eye, lest the traitor looks at you.
I'm going to march straight there.
Same.
And Astor, by the front gate, you can see Garen. He calls out orders to men, and he's got the soldiers of House Tremaine lined up, and it's a long line all down the road to the old mill in the center of the village. They all hold torches, and a number of them, these great drums, which are used to keep time, used to communicate during battle. And ahead of you, you see 4 guards carrying a body on essentially a stretcher. And the body has been wrapped in a black material, which you notice as a half-burnt curtain or tapestry. You can still see some tassels to it. And on top, right where her heart would be, lays that ring. The ring that belonged to Adeline's father, the former man-at-arms for your father. And there's a booming cry of the old ways for the traitor.
Shit.
I want to watch this scene, and Jamie has suspicions about what's going on. Not necessarily what you might expect from the meta, but like this is all like what the fuck is going on here. He just wants to see if anything's out of place.
Yeah, like this really escalated, and why would Adeline jump in a well? Like that's the weirdest thing to be told.
I sent a letter home implying that Adeline and this whole thing, the letters, it was all weird, right? And now she's dead conveniently, and Astor's up to something. Fucking hell, this is serious conspiracy theory territory now.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is make an awareness notice test. I'm going to say on a 15, you will get a significant clue that something is amiss, and below that will kind of decrease what you might notice, if anything.
18.
18. On an 18, you look at that wrapped body, and whoever is wrapped in that blanket, that burnt, charred tapestry, that is not Adeline. It's just the wrong shape. You do see that peak of Tremaine hair poking out where the head should be. You see the ring. Everyone is acting very much like this is Adeline. Like, none of them seem to be deceptive in any way, but you're just looking at that body and you're like, that's
I imagine not many
woman.
of them are actually looking at it because, yeah,
No.
like you were saying,
They've been
like
told, don't look.
They don't want to see
the traitor will look at you.
Yeah,
There's a whole suspicion that has been roused in your men, which is not hard to do given the recent events.
Whereas I'm fucking focusing.
Whereas you
on
like look at
this
it
thing.
and you're like, where are the boobs? You know, it's
Or
there's
just
kind of like a lump.
that's not Adeline.
It's just it's just not. The shape is just not the right shape at all.
I'd like to think they'd have maybe padded this body
There's
a bit.
Yeah.
there's
Try-
like basically
try
like
and
a towel like rolled up and kind of shoved in there to create a lump, but it's just not right. And you know, it's just not.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep quiet though.
Mm-hmm.
Quietly
so,
fuming.
as we both run outside, I see this all happening now, and I wasn't expecting it to happen as suddenly. And it's just shit. Jamie, before we get too close, I've uncovered things that don't make sense. I reached conclusions. There's someone out there. There's a larger thing here. It's against the crown and the Targaryens, and I believe that Lord Valerian was one of the primary targets of the poisoning. Tell me you have something. But it wasn't the Gaunts, and that's why I sent that letter to King's Landing, to Allegra.
I know it wasn't the Gaunts, Astor.
And what were you talking about the Valerians? That doesn't make any sense.
The
letter.
Valerians are distant cousins to the Targaryens. These people are trying to... Wait, do I know this? Oh, I can't remember. Did Sea Star,
You
tell
know
me.
from the long letter that it says we must end the corrupted line of Old Valyria. So you know there's a
Yeah.
whole thing to kill off the
That's it.
Targaryens, yes.
I knew. I just wanted to check. Cool. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. These people, the people who have Tala, want to see the Valerians destroyed once and for all. Valerians are distant cousins of the Targaryens. This has deeper connections than us, brother, than our family, and of the Valerians, and of the Targaryens. This has consequences for the whole realm, the Seven Kingdoms. But what concerns me the most is that these people have our sister.
What? What are you talking about?
These people have our sister.
How do you know?
His Lordship, Bloodraven, told me.
What? This is even more confusing than I initially thought. This makes no sense. Why us? Why Adeline and this weird situation with Della about the letter with the matter of beasts and killing the blood? It all makes sense, but at the same time, why us?
I don't really know the truth of it. I wanted to ask Adeline, and that's partly why I'm here. But I can see now that that is impossible.
Jaime, tell me I can trust you.
Like a brother.
Run. Back to the keep. Adeline's chambers. Get your answers. Don't do anything foolish.
I fear I'd say the same to you, but it would be too late. As he looks back at the millstone that I presume might have started already.
So down there is this perfect alleyway of light, of torches. The men are calling out. The percussion kind of sounds like thunder as it kind of rolls down towards the village. And you can see the old mill and the lights around it. The body is nearly there. You can see it kind of at the end of this procession of light. And you know that when they get to the old mill, they've dragged out the giant millstone that used to grind the village's flour, the flour for House Tremaine in the hungry times. And it is on here that the body will be splayed out, pulled until broken, and left for carrion.
At this point, if Jaime starts running or going towards the keep, Astor will pick up pace and go towards the stone mill. And as the body arrives and things are prepared before the stone starts, he would stand a little bit tall on the little plateau of the mill and address everyone again. Traitors get what traitors deserve. Unsheath his sword. The old ways. Always hungry. And wait for the reply of the people.
And this time they call back to you with fervor. The old ways. Always hungry. And Garen gives the symbol and all of the drums stop. And the body is laid upon the millstone. Ropes attached to limbs. Ropes attached to horses. Each begins to walk very slowly, pulling. Look not on the traitor. lest the traitor looks at you, Garen calls out, and he looks to Astor like, if this goes wrong, this is where it's going to go wrong.
Yeah. At this point, Asher will, as the wheel starts turning, step down, go towards the other end of the crowd, and continue shouting, "The old ways, always hungry," and move towards the keep, expecting people to follow him as he chants.
For Lord Tremaine, Garen calls. And behind you, people begin to shift and follow. Some linger. They want to see the traitor pulled. They want to feel that moment of justice being done. Some of them want to see Adeline's fate because they knew her. And they hate the Gaunts. And there are just a couple that you pass where you catch their eye, and that's the feeling you get, that they don't understand what has happened. They understand that she shot at you, but there's a little bit of Team Adeline here that's just bubbling away. But mostly people are following you and doing what they're told.
Okay. I think the moment Asher passes by one of those people that are kind of uneasy, he would just stop there for a second and place his hand on their shoulder, look them in the eye. Always hungry. With me? Or the mill? Like in a slightly louder tone that I'm doing right now. And continue walking towards the keep.
Okay, I'd like you to make a persuasion intimidate. And I'm going to give you a 2 bonus dice because this situation is incredibly intimidating. You've just ordered a person to the old millstone. And this is using some environment rules that Sam has been working on, which we'll be bringing in next season.
Cool.
22 sixes.
20.
These people fix up and look sharp, and they nod, understanding. And there is real fear. And Astor, you've not often felt fear from people.
Yeah.
And you feel an invigoration from this. You are the lord of this house. Your word is the law. You can command death just as you can give life. And people are now following you in order. Garen remains in watch over the body and the horses, making sure it's all done correctly.
Perfect. Hopefully slowly make our way towards the keep and there as slowly as possible to give Garen time to fix everything, and then slowly, as I cannot burn, the moment I cannot burn any more time and it would start to become weird, then I kind of disperse the crowds and go back inside and try and find Jaime again, which would probably be after the conversation.
Yeah. Millie, the moon is high, and through the dappled canopy of the forest of strange trees, you see so many stars. It's a clear and beautiful night. And your friend leads you to where the women of the round house have gathered. You see nothing of note in this place. No body of water. No rocks. Nothing to suggest it's important. The stories always made these places seem important. The only thing of note that you notice now was the small, low fire. A regular campfire. And it's to this that a giant pot is being brought behind you. And the pot laid upon these glowing orange embers. Are you ready?
I think so. Do you think I'm ready?
She's just gonna cut your hand, right?
I don't know. I've never done this before. Have you?
Make sure
You've
it's not
never
the hand
seen-
you use.
How
It
bad
takes
is
a long time to heal.
I thought she would. Oh, all right. Have you ever seen this happen before?
No. I mean, I've seen cooking pots in campfires.
I think we've all seen cooking pots. This isn't quite that situation, isn't it? Oh,
No.
sorry.
We'll be alright.
She looks like she can handle a knife. I'm not sure if that's comforting or not.
I'm sure if there was any more to it, she would have told you. She said she told you everything, right?
I'm
And you said you're
sure.
not afraid of her.
I'm not afraid of her.
And you grazed your knee before. You don't mind a little blood. I'm sure it'll be
Not-
fine.
Not the blood I'm worried about.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Just a feeling like there's something I've missed. I wonder where R'hllor is.
I'm sure he's at the house. In the stables. They wouldn't let anything happen to him. He's your horse.
I don't think they'd have the choice. I'd imagine he's quite grumpy without me.
I'm sure he misses you a lot. Maybe we can go and get him.
I'd like that.
We'll ask her. When it's all done.
Mhm.
And she walks to the edge of the ring of women that have now formed. And the smoke is trickling up towards the sky, blotting every now and again those beautiful stars, trailing all the way up as if it could reach the moon itself. And the sorceress stands there. She adds a handful of herbs from her left and a handful from her right. Reaches down to her waist and pulls out a wicked-looking dagger. This is no paring knife. Nothing for butchery. You're not sure it's a weapon of war either. Surely that many sharp, pointy bits. It must be for decoration to look scary. In the books, they always had daggers that looked scary. In the stories the mum has told, blades are important. There are magical blades. You know about Valyrian steel. You know how rare and precious that metal is. How houses have fought over it. Kings have gone into battle because they simply possess a sword with a name. That's what Blackfire was about, right? Who had the sword? Armchair Westeros historians have opinions. She holds out the dagger to you, flat so you can see the plane, and then upright so you can see its profile. Don't be afraid. It will hurt because you will be cut. But it is just a cut, my lady. Come. She beckons you closer.
I'll take a step towards her and look at both of my hands. And remember the cut and Astor. I think it was him. I think. Or maybe he was preparing me. Not.
It is likely that you have had many teachers in this world who knew that you were special.
It's all muddled up. When this is over, will I remember? All of it, I mean.
When this is over, you will have the clarity of the moon. And it will all begin. Our fight.
Good fortunes forever.
Yes. Good fortunes forever. That is a mighty wish. And she sees your hand thrust forward and she takes it, supporting you just under the elbow. The wicked knife comes down and it's sharp straight across your palm from thumb to little finger. And your hand is flipped over so that the blood drips directly into that cauldron. You can feel the heat of the coals burning up towards you. This fire, these coals have been burning for a long time and they are burning hot. There's not a lot of flame, but all of that heat is seeping into the earth. And you can feel it seep up through the soles of your shoes and up through the skin of your hand, burning up your arm and into your mind. Your eyes are clenched shut from pain, from fear, from just not wanting to see what is happening. And in your mind for a moment, you see that beast again, that deer with horns that protrude from its head. You see red flames in its eyes. And then you see above it the moon bright, and the moon flashes brilliant white light filling your vision. And you remember everything. And you remember so much more. So much more. The Mother of Beast will come. She will bring death and ashes. You see screaming faces, great battles wreathed in fire. You see a desolate and cold field and a marching army with bleached white eyes of the dead that stare into your eyes. And you remember reaching for the rabbit. You remember reaching down and just missing, tumbling into the ferns. And you realize you've fallen. The sorceress and your friend hold you close. Your friend stroking your hair. Is she all right? What's happened? What did you do to her? She will be fine. It is working.
I saw such things. Oh, was that true, or was that a dream? Was that like you?
The sorceress pulls away from you. Her head tilts up towards the moon and her arms begin to outstretch. You see that she has slit both of her palms and the blood drips down. She brings them together with a clap and the blood drops too into the cauldron, mixing with yours. She's whispering words you don't understand. You've never known these words. But you feel something, that warmth that's gone up your arm and through the soles of your shoes, burrowing deep into your chest. Your friend continues to stroke your hair. I'm sorry, she didn't say any of this. And on the command, the women let out a wail at the sky. A strange and heathen chorus of pain and anguish. Your brothers were killed at the Battle of Regoras Field, along with your father, smashed between two enemy flanks. One of your brothers fought on the other side. He survives. But he shouldn't. The dragons must fall. Her voice rings in your ears. And as you peel open your eyes and look to the scene, you see the fluttering of wings. Dark raven wings that fly up towards the moon. Begone, spy. Take my warning to your family. The priestess steps away, back towards the round house, leaving you in the arms of your friends. And slowly, one by one, the anguished wails fade out as breath is lost from lungs. And one by one, their heads drop down. They look to you and give a small curtsy, a small bow, a head nod, and then follow their leader to the roundhouse. Here, let me help. She tears a strip of fabric from her tattered dress and wraps it around your hand. And don't worry, it's not hard to find herbs here. I'll do what I can.
I think that's the least of our worries.
What is it? What did she do?
It's too big. It reminds me of nightmares I had as a child where everything it's too big and it doesn't make sense. The dragons. They mean she meant Jaime.
I could see him as a dragon. He's got those eyes. They look at you and they weigh you up to see what you're worth.
That's every pair of eyes, isn't it?
It's not your eyes. Some eyes don't see. I don't think your sister once saw me. I tried to invite her to play with us once.
Good luck with that.
She just kept twiddling her hair this way and that.
Practicing, probably. Oh god, I even missed that.
And your cousin. Her eyes were always on a target. Never seen someone shoot a bow like that. I know a lot of hunters. But she never missed. If she did, it's because someone distracted her.
I always said that they'd write songs about her one day.
And Lord Tremaine. He was always distracted. Looking at you. Or the horses, of course.
Looking after me. I need to look after them. They looked after me. But I'm sick of being lied to. People telling half-truths and not seeing enough.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
we should go to the house, shouldn't we? Or are we meant to stay here with the pot? Am I meant to stir it?
We'll have to ask them about that.
Let's find Rotsa. He'll make you feel better.
Come on, boy. Rotsa.
Make an animal handling charm for me, please, Millie.
Now, what have we got now?
You hear his panting breath and the sounds of his paws as he dashes towards you and your call. And then you hear something else. Something moving in the trees. Soft footfalls. And you know, in that burning sensation in your stomach, that R'hllor is looking for you. The footfalls you hear, they're not really here. The dog licks your hands, licks your knees, anything that his tongue can reach, and then he sits beside you obediently.
It's a good boy. Should have a friend for you soon. Come on. You can find me. Come on.
Millie, I'd like you to make a will dedication test. If you don't have any dedication bonus dice, then it'll just be a straight will. A reminder that you do have a +1 test dice on your screen from chat. A big thank you to Purple, who donated earlier to give Allegra a -1 test dice. Thank you so much to Frax, who gave me a Bane, which will be very fun to unleash on the cast very shortly. I also have a test dice from Lydia, and Jaime, you also have an outstanding test dice. If we do not use these, I promise I will save this sheet and we will take them into season 2. But ideally,
I'm going to use it. If I'm calling my horse, I want R'hllor. So is that
Make
just
me
an
that
additional
will.
dice?
Yes. So essentially, if your will is currently rank 3, for example, it's now rank 4 for this test.
Okay, and does it count as a drop?
Nope. It's a keep dice.
18. Come on.
Okay. You feel that familiarity and a reassurance. He is coming. My lady, you linger. The priestess has appeared a little way from you, 10 feet or so.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. Somebody didn't run me through all the steps.
As I said, my lady, I did not know all the steps. I did not know exactly what would happen. Your power is being born, my lady. Do you feel better? Is the headache gone?
I feel different. Like I can know things that I have no place knowing.
You will know things that you did not know before. Knowledge is knowledge, my lady.
True.
Come, stand. Let us get some food in you.
It's not rabbit, is it?
Not if you wish it not to be. I am sure we have bread and milk. The implication is, yeah, it was gonna be rabbit, but if that's not what you want, then that's cool. I would be very interested to know what you saw, but I can understand if now is not the time to share.
Yes. I think maybe once I've eaten a little and rested, feeling very weak.
Stand. Take a breath. You are not weak, Tala.
And I fix her with a look that says, of course I'm not. I was making an excuse for not telling you what you wanted to hear. And then just smile and stand.
Roll me persuasion intimidation as you give her this look.
16.
She smiles and drops her gaze from yours.
Ooh, hang on a sec. Sorry.
Oh, we got reroll.
No, I've got an additional thing that I should probably.
Oh, I like it very much.
An additional 6.
Oof. So instead of that smile, her face just tenses and her eyes drop. Take your time, my lady. When you're ready.
Thank you.
Should I wait for you in the house?
Please.
A deep nod, and she turns and leaves you.
I wait for a couple of seconds until she's gone in, and my eyes meet my friend's. I think we shall have
What
fun
did you
with
just do? Did you put a spell on her?
No. Let's go in.
That was the most like a lady I've ever seen you be. I was scared.
You don't need to be scared of me.
Of course not, you're my friend.
Let's go and eat.
Let's go. And she'll reach for your uninjured hand and in her normal pace run towards the roundhouse. Adeline. Beyond the walls of your room, you hear that drumming. You can see the dull orange glow in the sky, the pollution of all those torches. And you're waiting. Soon will be your moment to go. And then you hear steps in the corridor. Coming up the stairs. People on their way to your room.
She's going to just come to alert, just look in that direction and just get ready for whatever happens in case this didn't go as planned. She's gonna have her arm ready to go to a weapon if she needs it. And just looks around
Jaime,
to see what she has to do.
As you approach Adeline's chamber, you see Diffin in the corridor outside, and he's slipping something under the door crack. It appears whatever's going on, Diffin Valarian is in on it. He straightens up, hearing your approach, and turns. Sir Jaime. He says very loudly, far more loudly than is necessary.
I just kind of shoulder barge him out of the way and go for the door.
I did not know you were back from King's Landing. He doesn't physically try and intervene with you, but he's hovering. Do you bring news? Anything from my father?
I mean, he's just trying to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ignore him.
Yeah, and you can open the door unless Adeline tells me it's locked.
I think she would have done whatever Astor, like if they would have left it unlocked. Let's say
Nuno,
let's
no.
say
No,
yeah.
would
Let's just say for
definitely
now.
be locked. Yeah.
Okay. So you rattle the door, Jamie, and it's locked. The door is never really locked, so that's unusual.
Is this a door that is flimsy enough to try and break down?
It's a regular chamber door in a poorly kept castle. You think with a good kick you could probably break down this door or shoulder barge?
Let's go in with a shoulder.
Alright. Fight against that door for me. I'm gonna call this athletic strength. And we're looking for a 12.
I'm going to spend that dice that I've got in my thing. Because it would be so stupid if I fail this. What am I going to get?
12.
2 degrees.
And you ram your shoulder into that door, and there's a crunch, Adeline, and the door thrusts forwards towards you as it's pushed into the room. The lock just ripped out and going along with the door.
I think maybe Jamie wasn't quite expecting how flimsy the door might be, so he kind of staggers a couple of steps forward and then stands just in front of you and looks at you.
And Diffin lets out this noise because he doesn't know what to do now.
Yeah, you just see Adeline just with her spare bow and in commoner's clothing, just looking at you. Cousin, what are you doing here? Should I be worried?
Adeline, what is going on here? Somebody
I'll get
please talk sense to me.
Devin, shut the door. Now.
He looks at the door, which is like limply hanging on one hinge, and kind of does what he can to straighten it up, but it definitely is not going back where it was. It's kind of pushed as hard as he can back into place, but it's leaning.
Well, I guess we have to make this quick then. I'm a ghost, as you see. Alan Germain is dead. Why are you here?
I've learnt some things in King's Landing. And I need to ask you some questions.
Well, I suppose you've rode all this way. And I don't know if you're going to see me anytime soon, so... a better time than now.
If you can help me with this, if you can truly answer my questions, then I might be able to discover who and where, who has Tala and where they are.
Wait. Tarla's alive. How do you know this? She's been missing for days. I assume she's been dead.
How many eyes does the Blood Raven have?
1001.
1001.
Why?
There is a wider conspiracy that cloaks this realm. And I am to understand that that is what led to the events of the feast. And its poisoning.
What did you find out?
There is some kind of conspiracy to kill Valerian bloodlines, root and stem. From Blackfire? To Trueborn Targaryens? To cousins? He says a little bit louder. Is David still in the room, or is he outside?
Yeah, Diffin is here. He was stood by the door, and as you began speaking, he kind of kept his face towards the door. But as you spoke of this plot, he's slowly turned, and his eyes.
I'll give him a quick. Yeah, I'll give him a quick eyes when I say that, and then turn back to Adeline and say, "Illegitimized bastards." My lord, it was the Valarians that were the target of the poisoning in our hall. Not us.
And you have an inkling of who did it. What did you find out?
That these same conspirators didn't enact this themselves. They had hired help. But these conspirators have Tala. But I don't know where. And I am hoping that you might have some insight. And Jaime holds up the letter Della to Adeline that he has.
What's that?
It's the one that opens. Actually, you know, just for fucking dramatic Targaryenness, he hands you the letter and then proceeds to verbatim speak it to you as he's committed it to memory. Because why the hell not? Shut up, Susie. You know this seat. Shut up. There are many secrets I should have told you, but there is no time now. The corrupt line of old Valyria must be ended before the Mother of Beasts can walk the earth and scorch it with death and ashes. The corrupt line of old Valyria. My line of old Valyria. Della seems to be one of these conspirators.
For clarification,
she is not here. Go.
Sorry. For clarification, this is one of the ones that I did not get, right? That Adeline didn't.
This letter is the one that Adeline found with the blade. This is the longest of the notes that you've had.
Okay, so I'll make sure. Keep going. Sorry.
Della is not here to answer for her crimes to the crown. But you might speak for her in her absence. What did you know of this? Two of you were close, weren't you?
And you think she has something to do with this, with the poisoning? Jaime, she's been dead for 6 months. The gods killed her for being a problem.
As I said, this conspiracy is wider than that. I believe she had something to do with this conspiracy, not the poisoning itself.
Astor, you reach the top of the stairs on your approach to Adeline's chamber.
As far as what I know as much as you do. I've just had these letters. I got the first one from the Maester. I went into everything I told you when these letters first came to light. It's all I know. I want to know as much as you do what they mean, because right now they mean a damn thing to me. They don't mean a damn.
Charlie, can we get some rolls going? I want to kind of...
Yeah, let's open up an intrigue. Yes.
What's going on? Yeah.
Very much what I was about to call for. So this is going to be a status breeding roll to determine order of initiative.
Can I
okay.
walk in at this point as well?
Yes, I think this is great. You get to the door and you can see it's half hanging off his hinges, so you just push it and it's gonna move. You briefly feel Diffin like push against it, but then see it's you and kind of move aside.
In that case, I go first.
Okay. So we've got a 9 for Adeline and 18 for Jaime. And what did you roll, Nino?
Just. Oh, because you want the order. Is it just a status reading?
Yes.
No, but I go first because of my specialty.
plus-
Because
you got benefit. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Then you can go first.
Oh, eloquence good.
Yeah.
Eloquent is very good. But can you roll it just for the sake of it? So we have the number. +2 for head of house. Because I'm going to roll for defend as well.
It's an 8.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Oh, he rolls like Astor rolls.
I would just like to
Somehow that
publicly
makes
acknowledge
sense.
the 3 6s I have in there. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, yeah.
So Astor comes in through the door, Nuno, and I'm going to say you've got kind of very little context beyond the fact there are 3 fairly important people all talking here who all apparently know that Adeline's alive. You know what's going on in the village. All the men are coming back up to the keep.
No, literally, I'm just gonna walk in, look around. What in the sevens? And consider.
Okay.
Good shout. Good shout.
Good shout. And Jaime, you will act first.
I want to take what Adeline's just said and retarget. I want to see if she's got any tells. Or any of those sort of kind of...
So Shauna, this is against your passive deception.
Oh, good. So it's 4 times.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah. We'll see. Yep.
There might be there are some benefits that can fiddle with it, just in case if you've got any, because I always forget benefits.
Absolutely none.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
A 15.
Yep. Her passive perception is 8.
Cool. Okay. I personally don't like getting the whole like insight check. Yes, they are lying, but like, are there any tells, or is she like?
Well, you get to know Adeline's disposition towards you, so I think that's a good place to start. What is Adeline's current disposition towards Jaime?
I think
we've got those 5 ranks, which go from malicious to unfriendly to neutral to friendly to affectionate.
I think indifferent.
Okay. So you know, Jaime, that Adeline isn't hostile towards you, but she doesn't particularly have that, she doesn't have any warmth towards you that you can read in what she's saying. For the most part, Adeline, would you say that you appear to be telling the truth? Are you presenting your case for any reason, or?
I think at this point, she has explained what she knows multiple times, and she's starting to get frustrated and having to explain herself again over these letters. So she's getting
you can see that frustration, Jaime. The repetitiveness of having to every time go back to the letters, and she's been very consistent in her addressing of the letters. Liars generally make small changes or mistakes to how they justify things. And you'll get the additional bonuses from that retarget as well, Sam.
Cool. That's my turn then.
And Adeline, if you make I'm guessing this is an influence roll. You're trying to influence Jaime to let you do what you're going to do, or to believe what you were telling him.
Yeah, at this point, it's going to be just like, please. This is all I know. Everything that has come, I have told either you or Allegra or anybody here. initial deception was to protect myself. I didn't mean for it to lead to this or have anything to do with the poisoning. I thought this was just old blood between me and the Gaunts. Nothing else. And I don't know what I have, and she'll be like, I don't know what I have to do to convince any of you that I had nothing to do with it, or I have withheld anything else. Okay.
So persuasion, convince, and I'm going to give you a bonus dice for that.
Okay. All right, where are you again? There you are. Sorry. Get that new number.
In the green room, we're still making eye puns, and they're getting worse.
Ooh, that was not a... God, I can't... Oof, those are bad numbers.
Oh, those are...
Those are bad numbers. It was a 3.
So 3 against your intrigue
course,
defense. Jaime, which I'm guessing does very little.
My intrigue defense is not 3.
That's what I thought. In fact, is that 5 below your intrigue defense?
It is, yeah.
5 or more below.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this is a critical fumble.
Mm-hmm.
For the sake of this intrigue, because we are running out of time, and I'm going to say you instantly are going to take a point of frustration, Adeline.
That's...
So that's going to be a -1d on all tests for the rest of the intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, he's not hearing you. No matter how you say this, he's not hearing you, and you feel that frustration ramp up. Jaime, I'm going to throw it over to you as Diffan stands looking between the three of you near the door, and he's turned his head and his attention appears to be out beyond the door.
Does Astor go, though?
No, because you've got the 18. I'm going to throw it to you for now.
Okay.
I'm going to say Astor got to go first on the first round, but I'm going to throw it to Jaime for this and let you lead the intrigue.
Okay. Let's sheet up a bit. Look at my technique.
Just for the drama of this scene.
Yeah.
Because Jaime was in the middle of a flow.
Adeline, I never said that you were part of this conspiracy. Just that you were close to Della, perhaps knew some of her strangeness, or perhaps who she was associating with. Perhaps I was mistaken. Perhaps she never really cared for you at all. Perhaps she hid much more from you than you can ever imagine. Perhaps using you for some cheap thrills, perhaps. I'm not sure.
Shut your damn mouth right now, Jaime, or I'll shut it for you.
Please try.
Don't tempt me.
Jaime, I'd like you to make your action. I'm going to give you +2 bonus dice because that was spicy.
Yikes.
That was a taunt. Taunt the gaunt. Gaunt a taunt. Where are we?
Ah, gaunt taunt.
Yeah. It's the old gaunt taunt routine. Hey, have I got bonus dice and taunt? Yes, I do.
And you've also got that test dice, I think, unless... Oh no, you used it on the door, it's just not been updated.
I used that on the door, but
Yeah.
I've got a little destiny point.
Oh, a little destiny point spend?
Yeah, maybe. So it's the number of dice we drop, right? So I'm dropping that many.
Yes, correct.
That doesn't make sense. That makes sense.
You got it?
No, I got it. I was doing all the bonus dice in my head because I haven't got
Oh, okay. You're good.
thing set up. 15.
15. So this is against What does a taunt do, Sam? Just close that window.
This is just influence, so this is against
intrigue defense.
Yeah. So, Shauna, what was your intrigue defense there? Well, I scored a 15 at least.
Mm-hmm.
So that succeeds. Is that double your intrigue
9.
defense?
9. Sorry.
9.
Cool. So it's not double, but I got 2 degrees of success.
2 degrees, correct.
And taunt comes off. The damage is from the awareness rank, which is 4, so that'll be 8 influence.
Okay.
And I don't think you have any soak because you are neutral. I forgot what we call that. Indifferent. Oh no, it's 3.
3, yeah.
Soak. That's right.
So it'll be
I know
5
how this game
if I take a
works.
potion.
We've only been playing it all season.
5 to composure? Okay, that's... I feel like more. And that was a taunt, right? Oh, you're taunting.
Yeah.
She's gonna freaking punch you.
Switch to combat!
Okay.
Switch together! Jonathan Fry, somewhere, is the happiest man alive. Don frequently tells us switch to combat is the best move in an intrigue. Alright. So,
We did it, fam.
this happened. I don't know what happens when this happens. Is it just a fighting attack?
We literally go to combat, so we go to agility for initiative, and then we fight each other.
Perfect. So roll those 2 agilities.
Where's my sheet? This tab.
It's
Astor just
agility
wants us all to-
quickness.
Astor just wants us all to behave, and we're just like, motherfucker, no.
Yeah, no, terrible. Do I roll as well,
Great.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Checking some disarms here
Yeah. Do it.
You want to get in the middle of this? You want to get in the middle of this?
Well, all right.
good.
So the
What's
order
going
will
on?
be, I was gonna say Shauna, Adeline, then Astor, then Jaime. So Adeline, strike out, make that fighting attack with.
Yeah, I think.
Rule is the specialty dice for
Okay, yeah.
unarmed.
Okay.
Brawling is, yeah. And fists do athletics -3 damage. Minimum 1.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you get most as soon as that the punch just comes, as soon as you immediately she just immediately just tries to just hit you in the face.
That's fair.
Nope. 5.
Oh. Right. I wounn't have any and I like the flavor that I wasn't going to apply any armor resistance to my head. I don't think I'm wearing a helmet or anything, but I do think I'm wearing my breastplate at least because I've been traveling and on my own.
I'm gonna do something mean, Sam.
Okay.
Shauna, roll an extra d6. I'm gonna give you my +1 test dice because I don't think I'm gonna be rolling for the rest of the session. And I like a good punch to the face. And I need
7.
someone to hit because Marcia didn't. 7.
Am I wearing my armor?
I think breastplate, but she's aiming for your head, so let's say no.
All right.
We
So
won't
my
apply
combat
it for your
defense- My combat defense and armor is 7, so she
Okay.
hits.
So it hits.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you said athletics -3?
Yeah.
Or a 1.
It's 1.
Minimum 1. Yeah.
Alright.
It's 1 degree of success. So I'll take a point of damage.
Alright. You get a good old punch to the face from Adeline.
To the lips. Lip punch.
From the mouth.
You know what? No.
And
Gonna take an injury.
you can take an injury. Ooh,
He's gonna
That's
take
a
a cut. He's gonna have a
split
cut lip. Yeah.
I like it. Split lip.
So I will
Astor.
absorb 3 of that damage.
Astor, your turn.
Yeah. So I was reading through the cheat sheet, and would you say stopping the fight would be attempting to disarm Adeline's fists?
I think this will be a grapple move.
Is that
As
a
you
thing?
try and restrain. I think so, right? You've got a grapple in there.
I can't find it.
Oh god. I thought it was on here. Hold on.
We'll just make it an athletics or agility off, like
Yeah.
like
I
the most popular role-playing game in the world.
Agility, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, athletics or agility. Strength or quickness as bonuses.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just straight.
Oh, that does change things.
I'm rolling. What's going on?
No, not you.
Oh, no.
It's Nuno versus sorry, not Nuno. Astor versus Adeline.
Ooh.
Nope.
Alright, so Astor comes bolting in to try and get a hold of you, Adeline, and you can easily move out the way of the young lord. Pull away from his hands as they try and kind of take control of you in the situation. And Jaime, it's your turn.
Nah, he's got his blood up. He's gonna. What's this battle music?
I love this
fight,
battle music.
fight,
the drums are
fight.
apt. Let me tell
Alright.
you.
Okay, so alright, fighting, brawling. Here we go. Let's roll some dice. As he goes in, this is more of a push and a shove. This isn't smacking people. This is, like stupid male bravado where they're just pushing each other. He's like he's just pushing and being more threatening.
You
than
want
actual.
some?
Do you want some? Don't anger the dragon. Don't anger the dragon. It's a 15.
Worst.
15. Hold on, this is a combat defense.
My combat defense.
Oh, yes.
I'm not wearing my armor, so
So combat
Let's see
defense
what
for
that-
you will just be agility plus athletics plus awareness. Straight up.
Oh
7.
god.
11.
Don't
So yeah.
anger the dragon.
I scored 1 degree of success.
Okay.
I did 1 damage.
All right, I'll take. Yep. She doesn't care at this moment.
Angry dragon. Oh.
Alright.
All right. I went last, right? So it's back
Yes.
up to the top, I guess.
So it's back up to
Ooh.
Adeline.
Man, that was. Ooh, this is not. Yeah, this is like. She's just seeing red right now. Like those are words. I don't know. She's just in it, right? It's like motherfucker, and just comes right back and just like go. Yeah, she's gonna just try and. Just like, go for it. Yeah. Ugh.
I'm not looking at chat anymore. That's it. It's getting close. I can't.
Yeah, she's
Serious
been-
combat is
yeah.
happening.
It's ugly fighting time.
Alright, ugly fighting. Hit me with those dirty tactics.
God. Shit. I am not rolling 6. So
6.
No, 6 does not beat my combat defense.
Alright, so what I imagine happens is you swing back out again with anger because you're this furious lady. Do you get
Mhm.
anything from your furious thing?
no, it's just social. So like,
Okay.
it's, yeah. So I just managed. There's no precision. Like it's not when she shoots a bow where it's like she gets
And
cold.
Jaime-
Like she's running hot right now.
Yeah, you
No one's
feel it
supporting this
hit,
game.
but it kind of does. It's just like it's not a great punch. It doesn't land
Oh,
where it's
just
meant to
roll with it.
land, and just yeah.
Sure.
Astor, Jaime, and Adeline are at each other. There's pushing. There's arms flailing around. You've
At this
tried
point,
to
Astor-
charge through.
Yeah, Astor's just like, I'm not gonna grab a hold of Adeline. She's too slippery. I'm not gonna be able to restrain Jaime. He's too strong. The fuck do I do? So he's just gonna try and resort to words and. Both of you, no, just stop it, Adeline. I told you not to be stupid. Otherwise, it would be a gamble. You are gambling now, Jaime. You told me I could trust you. I don't see that happening now. Please, both of you, stop. Kind of just that middle person just trying to grasp at both of them.
Yeah, I like it. So make me a persuasion convince.
Alrighty.
Because they're both angry, I'm not going to give you any bonus dice. The roleplay was great, but
That's a 22. 3 sixes.
ready. Boom. Very
Finally,
nice. All right, so that's
I know,
against
right?
both. I'm going to say this is against both of your composures, intrigue defenses.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Normally, it only applies to one person, but for the sake of this, it's going to go at both of you.
Ooh, boy.
That is double mine, so I'm assuming it's
That
double
is
Adeline's
more
as
than
well.
double. Yep, that.
All right, so that's
3
two
sixes
crits.
is a crit. 3 6s there.
3
Three.
6s, yeah.
No.
Ooh, yeah. Number of the devil.
Uh,
What would be that? Hurtful words.
Hurtful words. The target takes 1 frustration. If they cannot take any more frustration, they lose 3 composure instead.
And for the sake of this intrigue, I'm going to say you also deal your composure damage, Nuno.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be your will rank.
It will
Times the
be-
number of degrees. So we need to figure out how many degrees it is for Jamie.
It is 11:22. It is 3 degrees.
Okay,
So it's 2 times 3,
So-
6.
6. And Shauna, how many degrees is that for you?
It's a matter of 14 points. So
Oof. All right, so that's 3 degrees as well.
So 6.
Nearly 4.
Ouch.
So you both take 6 composure damage. Don't forget to absorb a little bit with your disposition ratings.
Yeah.
Whatever is
And
appropriate.
how many frustration can you get?
Up to your will rank.
Ah, okay.
So if your frustration equals your will rank, then you are out, I think. Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah.
So Shauna, you'll be on 2 points of frustration. If your will rank
Okay.
is 2, then you are out.
I still have a. So it's 2 points of frustration.
Yes.
Or-
Depends on what your will
composure?
rank is.
Yeah.
Well,
it does
if they
say that if you
can't
can't
take
take
more-
frustration, you lose that
Take
composure. You
composure.
lose 3 composure
Yeah.
instead.
So
My will is 3. So what did?
Okay, so you're good. So you're just on 2 frustration.
Okay.
And Jamie, you take a frustration as well. Cool. So Astor's words ring out into this melee as he tries to get your attention. And Astor, you feel Diffan kind of tap you on the shoulder, trying to get your attention as well. His eyes keep darting out to the corridor.
yeah, no, at this point I would probably tell him, just keep an eye out, make sure no one comes near here. To Valerian.
All right, and we are top of the table, which currently is Adeline, because we are fighting currently, unless Adeline stops.
I think that's a serious enough. Like, I think a 22 and the 3/6 is enough for her to kind of like. Some of that's gotten to her. She's very tired, and this was like a brief moment of like fieriness. I think it's like it goes out. Something in that got to her. She's just like. I think that last punch, like she put her arm into it, so like she's kind of like off balance. She's on her on the ground a little bit, and she's just like, she just starts like, kind of like, just like sobbing a little bit.
If you know something, please tell us. It may lead us to Tala.
I told you everything. I don't know how many times I've had to say it. These letters are the only thing that I have from her in the last 8 years, Jamie.
Jamie, I believe Adeline. They didn't see each other for a large chunk of years, and the madness that Maester Otto spoke about only started after the incident with Della and Adeline.
I
think it's
didn't
already-
even. Oops, I didn't even know that she was still there. I thought she'd gotten married off. That's all I know. That's all I know.
It's already very fortunate that we have these letters to start with. Let's
Well,
not risk it all
Tremaine.
now.
So, Jaime, we don't have time. And
Exactly.
Divan is very agitated. There are people coming.
You packed?
Been ready to go. I have everything I need.
Good, then let's go.
Don't be stupid. Lay low for a while.
Don't worry. I'll make sure she does.
Thank you.
I know what I'm doing. I'm getting ready to go.
All right.
And unless you put up any serious resistance, Jaime will come with.
No, I think she's willing to, I think.
All right. Jaime and Adeline, you push out of the castle using all the secrets that you know, all the little nooks and crannies that you are familiar with, dodging the house guards. You were nearly caught in one moment. But then something else happens. There's a scream upstairs. And Astor, you are waiting in the corridor when, stumbling out of your sister's room backwards, the maid Darla comes. She trips on one of the long rugs and falls. In her stomach, a sword. And coming out of your sister's room, which is dark, Ellen, wide eyes, stands shaking, her hands and face covered by a spurt of blood. My lord, she was a spy. Please, please. And this maid comes rushing towards you. Darla was the chatty maid, the gossipy maid, the one who claimed she did not steal anything. Ellen, the maid that had advised you that she knew something. That she knew something about Darla. And she comes rushing to you. Her hands go to your shirt in panic. Please. She was a spy. She worked for the Gaunts. Please. I can't hear you, my lord.
My apologies. I was so shocked that I lost my voice. Before she manages to reach near me, because at this point Astor is just way too shaken to trust anyone, whoever it is. As she's rushing towards, he just draws his sword and points it at her. Stay where you are.
She sent a raven. I tried to stop her, but I saw her. It's gone.
Come with me. Kind of point at her and towards the room they were. A raven from here?
Yes. One of the master's ravens. I saw her. She was at the bedroom window. She whispered to it and she threw it out the window. She said, it's happened before, my lord. This is exactly how it happened before. I've seen this. She sent word to the Gaunts. She knows what Adeline did. I tried to stop her. I was too late.
Tell me, how do I know that it wasn't you who was doing that and she caught you and you stabbed her?
Because why would I warn you? The Gaunts are coming, my lord. Why? Get the men ready.
What
I'm
kind
gonna roll
of vibe?
persuasion convince for you.
Okay.
For the maid Ellen. Kitty!
Oof.
That's a 14. No, 15.
14.
Sorry, 15.
Yes, that's 1 degree.
Okay. So that'll do 3 composure damage.
Oh,
Soaked by your
fire.
disposition, I imagine. But...
It made indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so it's 0. Okay. Why? Because it's a perfect cover-up for just stabbing someone. Look, I don't know what's happening. It's been a very chaotic night. Look at me. Are you lying?
No! You're a fool! And she charges for the stairs and she's yelling for the house guard. Please! Get the men on the road! The Gaunts! They're coming!
Oh my god. Astor just runs after her and just grab her. Attempt to grab her. Just stop it. Right there. You're not screaming in my keep.
Agility or athletics, whichever you prefer.
13.
Okay, so you'll succeed in grabbing a hold of her.
Okay. And it is at this point, Astor's just trying to understand, to try and see if she's like, if there's genuine fear here, or if this is all a very elaborate
so make
play.
a read target.
Okay.
Because once you know her disposition towards you, that might help.
Okay, yeah. So that is empathy.
Yep, versus her passive deception.
Alright. Yikes. 13.
Succeeds.
Mhm.
Her disposition towards you is friendly.
Okay. Okay.
And she was truthful in her last action. She used persuasion, not deception.
Listen to me. Go stand by the body. Make sure no one else is around. I'll send guards to you as soon as I can.
What do you care about the body? Look not on the traitor, lest the traitor looks at you.
I hate it when NPCs are right. Then do whatever is necessary. Don't look at her. Just stand there. Your back facing her. There might be important information there. Other letters, items, secrets. Do it. And he just runs down the stairs and tries to catch up to try and find, what was the name? The guard.
Garen,
yeah. Try and find
Garen is
Garen.
still down in town, but another one of the lieutenants has come running to the stairs. He's scared that you have been injured, that something's going on. And he's come up and there's 6 or 7 men behind him.
Okay.
He's come to answer the maid's calls.
Point at one of them and say, you there, go up the stairs. Find the maid and stay there. I'll be there in a second. Point at the lieutenant. There might be people coming towards us. I don't want the men to panic, but I want them to be ready in case there's any forces attacking the keep. Am I clear?
Yes, my lord.
Everyone, every man that is fit.
Send the
Might
word.
Might be nothing, but I want everyone ready.
Yes, my lord. You
Go back up the
maid.
stairs. Go back up the stairs.
One guard up towards the stairs to find the maid. He's actually
Yeah.
going down to go and get the men because he's in charge in the situation.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. In that case, I'll catch up to the guard that's going up the stairs and try and search the body for anything that might have some leads, clues, whatever.
Okay, make an awareness notice test.
Mhm.
How thorough do you think Astor is, or are you just basically patting down, looking hurriedly?
Oh no, at this point, I mean, the men have their orders. He's just gonna, if needed, just rip the dress, whatever, just find every little pocket.
Very aggressive search happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 11.
11. You kind of tear through this woman's clothing and her possessions. Blood gets all over you. And you do find in her skirt letter writing equipment, a quill, some paper, parchments, torn up into small strips to be attached to a raven.
Okay.
There's also like a number of coins, a couple of silver stags, and some copper pennies.
Okay.
And some personal effects. But there's not, a letter that says, "I am a gaunt spy."
Yeah, sure.
You roll her over, and you find there's a strange lump in the boning of her corset in the underdress. But you can't, with your bare hands, get into this.
Okay, just unsheath the sword again, cut through it.
With the sword, it's kind of ungraceful, but you're in a rush and it's a sharp edge. And you risk cutting yourself, but you get into the boning of this corset and you find in there a small vial.
Pick it up.
What are you looking for, my lord? The maid, Ellen, is stood with her back to you as you'd told her.
This.
She turns slowly. Poison.
Exactly. Damn! And pocket the poison and just run down the stairs. See if the men are getting ready.
And they are. But so it appears the gaunts were already ready. Because you can see down on the border of your land a lot of torchlight. An army gathering. And I'm going to say this is the Bane. We didn't stop the spy, nor did any of your men on the road notice the army's approach. Because the Gaunts want vengeance. Tavian is dead, killed in a Gaunt field, in front of Gaunt men, including the Master at Arms, who did make it away. And that is where we are going to end this season, as the Gaunt army approaches.
Oh, man.
Adeline and Jaime fleeing into the night. Maids killing maids. Allegra seducing hot brosy men. Bravosi, that's the one. And Tala seeing strange things. And cuddling her puppy.
I thought that's where you were going to end, just Antala.
And Carla, yeah.
Tearing the shit out of random strangers and giggling eerily.
All right, I want to say a massive thank you to Lydia, who has done our tech today. Thank you so much, Lydia. We've slightly overrun, and I know that some people here might have shows afterwards, so we're going to do a quick wrap-up for our finale. I would like to hear your favorite thing of either this episode or the season, where we can find you online, and what you're looking forward to next season, because we will be returning in the summer here on Encounter Roleplay. I'm going to go clockwise around my screen, beginning with Shauna.
Oh, it's been great. I've loved the entire season. It's been wonderful playing with everybody. But yeah, for our season, it was I honestly like the progression, like just seeing Astor just try his hardest. Astor and Jaime, they're like trying their hardest to try and like deal with the chaos that we've brought, like in just vengeance and scheming. It's been great. I'm so sorry. And I enjoyed having angry fist fight with Jaime. It was great. Just not dangerous, just like mad. But yeah, it's been great. It's gonna be a long way until the summer. So. Also, fuck the gods. I hate them.
Well, maybe you'll get a chance.
Maybe she already did. Where can we find you on the internet, friend?
You can just find me Flying Cirrus on Twitter. Have art, like the ones you see here. Also some of the World Anvil is coming up, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, all the games I'm playing, and you should hear from me fairly soon. So keep an eye out for that.
Very excited for that. For context, the little vial that came out is like one of those little bougie perfume samples. It's about this big, with the tiniest amount of liquid in. Tala,
Hi.
played by the wonderful Amelia.
Hello. Who really should not have brought snacks into that final scene because, oh God, I think I just ate my week's worth of calories just like, nom, 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 nom. That was amazing. And I'm really glad that Tala's starting to go off on this new adventure. And that, yeah, she might change a little as a result of this. Let's see how the roles go. But I'm so glad I got a puppy and a horsey. I'm going to collect that. I'm going to be like Snow White by the end of it. Just like 1 billion animals. Come,
The
Hawk.
Dark Blood Witch Snow White.
And my favourite bit of today, that's a toss-up between the shit slap fight between Jaime and Adeline and just Danella being like a fucking badass thief. That was amazing. And the cheeky way she announced it was just like, check out my folding tool. Look in your pocket, mate. I want that to continue. I want like every time that Allegra takes her clothes off, like more rings, none of them hers.
She just jingles as she walks and she can't work out what the fuck the jingling is coming from.
Seriously, we're in church. Stop it. You can sometimes while she's asleep. Well, both of them are asleep. Mysterious.
Oh shit,
yeah,
I missed
you
a note. Okay. Sorry, carry on.
You can find me over on Twitter as Amelia Tyler and here on Twitch also as Amelia Tyler. I'm a voice actor for video games and there may be some stuff I can finally talk about at some point soon. Maybe. Who knows? But until then, I will be tweeting older stuffs. I'll be back here tomorrow night for the Vampire the Masquerade show Fall of London, playing Lillian Whitlock, Vampire Dominatrix. And over on Table Story on Friday for Facade, playing Max, the hitty smacky bouncer who's not doing much intelligenting at the moment.
Hitty, smacky, angy, draggy is my new phrase for the day.
No talk, draggy angy. Jamie would be such a prick in an argument, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Nuno.
sorry.
Yeah. Hello.
No segue.
Yeah.
Nuno.
Yeah, pricky in an argument. No, yeah. No, that's a lie. Hi, yeah, I'm Nuno. You can find me online at jnunotex. That's text, like in Tex-Mex, not related, doesn't matter. And I absolutely loved the point where Allegra just goes super proud because her stepdaughter is a thief. What? I mean, what? But sure, why not? So yeah, that was extremely funny to me. I really liked that scene with the ring. Apart from that, huge thanks to everyone, because this was an amazing episode, an amazing season overall, and huge thanks to everyone that was seeing and watching us, because I mean, we really enjoyed this, I think, and this was insanely good, especially very juicy episode. We were like 2 hours in, and I was like, wait, what? We're already 2 hours in? How is this possible? Apart from what I do, I sometimes stream games here and other channels. There are a few news that I cannot speak of, but they will be announced today after our stream over the Chromatic Chimera. I shall be announcing our next project, so that's exciting. Go and check me out, or just follow me and I'll tweet about it eventually. That's it.
What time is your stream tonight, Nuno?
Oh yes, it's in 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Woof. Good time. Sam, you run the sister stream, sister campaign.
Yeah, sorry.
How are you doing?
Right now, because I've just been delivered a toy by
Oh,
a cat.
well,
So I have to
let's
go
cut up and complete my note. We will cut back to follow Black Cat after he's done following his Black Cat.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. Yeah, so if you're into the juicy fruits that we've been having on this channel here, then head over to follow Black Cats on the Thursday, 8 p.m. GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern. Yes. For After the Fire, in which a couple of these people play, and I GM. We are coming up to the end of our 3rd season, and then we'll be on a break for a little bit with a couple of filler things that we'll announce very soon. And then we'll be into season 4, and we are due a time leap as some characters age up a bit, and we can reframe them and make them a slightly different flavor. If they live, I guess. Who knows? But yeah, sure. That's it. That's it for me. I have enjoyed all the intrigue, because that is what I'm here for with this game.
Thank you so much, Sam. And a shout out to Sam, who will be running a one-shot on our channel on May the 8th at 3 to 6 Eastern Standard Time. That's a Friday. That's going to be the Spy Game, which is currently in beta, and you can join their late backer kit by going and checking out @FollowBlackCats. There are links all over that page, as well as other cool things. Speaking of other cool things, Susie, I have a note that says Allegra.
Uh-oh.
One moment, if you do not mind. As we pan back to Westeros, as Charlie does a classic, oh shit, I forgot something, after credits scene.
Here we go.
Allegra, you have prepared yourself for dinner with Balarian. Yanis has returned, tired from a day of dealing with people, which is not his favorite thing in the world, and full of sea air. He says to have a good night and enjoy yourself, a kiss placed upon your head. He takes a breath in. I've missed you, he says. And then he steps away. And you're left before the mirror, checking your reflection. This mirror has a view of the window. And beyond the window, you see a dark phantom. He waits for you. And in your ears, you feel the rise of tides, the whistling of a wind, of howling gale and furious seas. A clash of metal against metal. Before you stands the dull, lifeless form of your brother Astor, carved by weapon, a fight. Next to him stands a man with pale silver hair, light skin. He asks, "How many are you willing to let die, Allegra, to get what you want?" He turns and you see a blood-red eye. You should stop making deals with the gods, Allegra. And in the winds, there is an explosion of black feathers. And the phantom beyond the window, you recognize. This is Bastian Will, one of the 2 Dornishmen. And he stands in Dornish armor beneath a tree, looking towards the Golden Dragon. And this is where we will actually end Allegra's story for the day. Allegra, I used that -1D to actually make you just auto-fail any test I was going to make you make. Because, cool. Lady Purple, I got you, boo, and I'm here to make Allegra's life worse. Susie, I'm not here to make your life worse. I hope to make it better with every time we invite you to play on Encounter Roleplay. Thank you so much for running Trail of Hearthome this season. We hope that you get to Canada very soon. Let's hear all of those details from you. Favorite parts and where to find you.
Okay, favorite bit I think was just how it went from 0 to 100 so quickly with the feast and everybody dying. And when it went, so Susie, you have 1 destiny point. You get to save 1 person. Choose wisely. And I was like, And then also other best bit was when I got to bang someone, because I said from day one, Allegra's gonna bang someone, and she did, and turned out to be the Master of Coin. Wasn't Baylor, because someone here stole him away to High Garden when I had my sights set on him. But next time, I got him. Anyway, I'm Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace, a variety streamer. I do video games, I do art streams, I do tabletop RPGs. You can find me all over the internet at Susanna Grace. You're not going to see me for a little while because of the whole Canada thing. I might just go tomorrow. Who knows? When a flight is available, I might fucking go. And also Susie Wins Games. Thank you, Sam. But you can mostly see me on Twitter at the minute, and I'm lurking on Black Cat stuff because I do all their socials. So, yeah. Oh, and you'll see me next season, but I won't say on what, but I'll be here. Because you can't get rid of me. I have a bad smell.
As we have always promised, the Dark Mistress will return. And as Millie mentioned, we will return tomorrow here on Encounter Roleplay for some Fall of London Vampire the Masquerade at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is 9 p.m. if you're in the UK. We have a bumper week this week, which ends with our monthly meat grinder on Sunday, where we are raising money for RAIN. That is April 26th at 3 p.m. Eastern with the wonderful Crime Nat as our GM. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you're live in chat, we appreciate you. We love you. Please hop onto Discord. Let us know your thoughts. Share the love, and love to everyone here. Keep looking after yourselves. Keep looking after your families. Wash your hands and say to the stranger, not today, boo. Not today. And we will see you very soon. Take care, everybody.